All right, ready to dive in?
Absolutely, let's do it.
Today, we're tackling the creator economy.
It's a fascinating world, isn't it?
I know, right? And we've got the Creator Economy ebook as our guide.
Excellent resource, full of insights.
It really opened my eyes to the possibilities, our mission today.
To help you understand this booming economy.
And maybe even inspire you to join the movement.
Exactly. Who knows, you might be the next big creator.
Now, before we get ahead of ourselves, what exactly is the creator economy?
Well, imagine the old days of television.
A few networks controlling everything.
Right, they decided what we watched.
But now, the internet has changed the game.
It's become the ultimate broadcasting system.
Anyone can be a creator.
With a passion, an internet connection, that's all you need.
It's like everyone has their own TV channel.
Exactly.
And it's not just YouTubers, right?
No, not at all.
The ebook highlights all sorts of creators.
Etsy artisans, bloggers, podcasters.
Even us.
Exactly. The possibilities are endless.
It seems like such a diverse landscape.
And it's huge EE. Over 50 million people consider themselves content creators in 2022.
Wow, that's mind-blowing.
And that number's only grown since then.
So we're talking about a major shift here.
Absolutely. A democratization of content creation.
Anyone can connect with a global audience.
Directly. Bypassing the traditional gatekeepers.
No more reliance on big studios or publishing houses.
The power is in the hands of the creators.
Okay, I'm getting inspired. But isn't the internet already saturated with content? How can someone new stand out?
That's where finding your niche comes in.
Right, the ebook talks about that.
It's key. It's not about reinventing the wheel.
So you don't have to come up with something completely new.
It's about finding your own unique angle, your spin.
Like a specialty bookstore.
Precisely.
You wouldn't just open a generic bookstore.
You'd specialize.
Yeah.
Mystery, sci-fi, cookbooks, you name it.
Something you're passionate about.
Exactly. And that passion shines through.
The ebook even mentions a creator who built a huge following by sharing their love of cross-stitching.
It sounds niche, right?
Cross-stitching? You're kidding! But it's brilliant.
It proves there's an audience for everything.
No matter how niche it might seem.
Exactly.
So you've found your passion, your niche. Now what?
Now you need to choose the right platform to share it.
The ebook breaks down all the different options.
TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube.
So many choices. It can be overwhelming.
It's important to understand the strengths and weaknesses of each platform.
Right. Each platform has its own vibe, its own audience.
TikTok is all about those short, viral videos.
But YouTube is better for longer, in-depth content.
It all depends on your content style.
So if you're a visual storyteller, maybe Instagram is your jam.
Absolutely.
But if you love to weave tales with words, there's the world of blogging.
Twitter threads, Instagram captions too.
Wow, the options are endless.
And you're not limited to just one.
Oh, good point. You can spread your content across multiple platforms.
Diversify. Reach a wider audience.
It's like planting seeds in different fields.
Exactly. Increase your chances of growth.
Okay, let's talk money. How do creators actually make a living doing this?
The million-dollar question.
Spill the secrets.
Well, the ebook is very honest about this.
Oh, good. No sugarcoating.
It's not a get-rich-quick scheme.
So, no overnight riches.
Building a sustainable income takes time, effort, and strategy.
But it is possible.
Absolutely. And there are multiple paths you can take.
Okay, lay it on me. What are some of those paths?
One increasingly popular method is selling memberships for exclusive content.
Membership's interesting.
Think behind-the-scenes access, private communities.
Like a VIP pass to your favorite creator's world.
Exactly.
But I imagine you need a pretty sizable following for that to work.
You're right. Memberships are best for established creators.
What about those just starting out?
There are other options, don't worry.
Okay, good, because I'm not famous yet.
For video creators, sponsorships are a big one.
Sponsorships, yeah, I've seen those on YouTube.
Brands are always looking for ways to reach new audiences.
And creators can help them do that.
Exactly.
So you integrate a brand's message into your content.
In a way that feels authentic, engaging for your audience.
Right, you don't want to alienate your viewers.
And there are even networks that connect creators with brands.
So it's not as hard as it used to be to find those opportunities.
Right.
What about for those who aren't creating videos?
Sponsorships can work for bloggers and podcasters too.
Even social media influencers.
It's about finding creative ways to integrate those brand messages.
It's all about those win-win collaborations. But sponsorships can be tricky to land. What about more passive income streams?
The ebook talks about ad monetization.
Ad monetization, right, I've heard of that.
It's particularly popular on YouTube and TikTok.
So you earn money based on the ads that run on your content.
Exactly. The more views and engagement, the more revenue you generate.
So it's all about getting those eyeballs on your content.
Exactly.
But I imagine there are requirements you need to meet.
You're right. Each platform has its own guidelines.
YouTube, for example, you need a certain number of subscribers and watch hours.
That's right, to join their partner program and start earning ad revenue.
Makes sense. It helps maintain the quality of the platform. Now, what about creators who make physical things?
Like handmade jewelry, custom designed t-shirts.
Yeah, is there a place for them in the creator economy?
Absolutely.
Excellent. The ebook mentions selling merch.
It's a great way to monetize your brand.
And offer something tangible to your fans.
Exactly.
But setting up a whole e-commerce operation sounds like a lot of work.
That's where print-on-demand services come in.
Print on demand. What's that?
It's a game changer, honestly.
Tell me more.
Imagine you've got a cool logo, a catchy phrase.
Something you want to put on t-shirts, mugs, you name it.
With print-on-demand, you upload your design to a service.
And they handle the rest.
They print, produce, and ship whenever someone orders.
Wow, that's amazing. So you don't have to deal with inventory or shipping.
Exactly.
No stockpiling, no logistics nightmares.
It minimizes waste and risk, especially for those starting out.
That's brilliant.
It really is.
Okay, I'm sold on print on demand. But what about creators who are more digitally inclined?
The world of digital products is booming.
Okay, tell me more.
Ebooks, online courses, templates, stock photos. The possibilities are vast.
And the beauty of digital products.
They're incredibly scalable.
And they offer the potential for passive income.
Exactly.
Passive income, that sounds like the dream. Break that down for me.
It means earning money without actively trading your time for it.
So you're making money while you sleep.
Exactly.
But creating a high-quality online course or ebook takes a lot of effort up front, right?
It does require an investment of time and energy.
But the payoff can be huge.
Especially if you create something truly valuable and in demand.
And you don't have to start with something massive.
You can start small, maybe with an ebook or a collection of templates.
That's a good point. Start small and scale up as you go.
Right. And for those with specialized knowledge, there's consulting or coaching.
So if you're an expert in something, you can monetize that expertise.
Exactly. Whether it's marketing, coding, productivity, you name it.
Wow, there are so many options.
The beauty of the creator economy is that you can mix and match, experiment.
Find what works best for you, your content, your audience.
Precisely.
But let's be real, even the most creative minds hit those creative roadblocks sometimes.
We've all been there, staring at a blank screen.
What advice does the ebook offer for overcoming creator's block?
It all starts with having a few reliable content types in your back pocket.
Content creation lifesavers. Give me those.
One of the most evergreen types is how-to videos and tutorials.
People are always looking for guidance on how to do something.
From fixing a leaky faucet to mastering a new software program.
How-to content is a gift that keeps on giving.
It's valuable, practical, and always in demand.
But what makes a great how-to video?
Clarity and accuracy are key.
Right. You don't want to mislead anyone.
Your instructions should be easy to follow, well organized, and most importantly, accurate.
Nobody wants to end up with a flooded bathroom or a corrupted hard drive.
Exactly.
So it's all about being thorough and making sure your instructions are foolproof.
Right.
But how-to content can sometimes feel a bit dry. How do you inject personality into that?
Don't be afraid to let your unique voice and style shine through.
Okay. So have some fun with it.
Inject humor, share relatable anecdotes, even make fun of yourself.
People connect with authenticity.
Exactly.
But what about those days when you're fresh out of how-to ideas?
The ebook suggests day-in-the-life vlogs.
Day-in-the-life vlogs. Yeah, those can be fun.
They're a great way to showcase your personality.
Give your audience a behind-the-scenes glimpse into your world.
And remind yourself why you love what you do.
They're like those virtual reality experiences.
You get to step into someone else's shoes.
What makes a day-in-the-life vlog stand out?
Authenticity.
So keep it real.
Don't try to curate a picture-perfect version of your day.
Show the messy, the mundane, the unexpected moment.
Embrace the imperfections.
People connect with realness.
Exactly.
Now, what about creators who love to spark debate, get people talking.
Listicles are your friend.
Listicles, like top 10 movies of all time.
Exactly. Or 5 things you should never say on a first date.
They're shareable, spark debate, get people engaged.
Exactly.
But what are some tips for creating good listicles?
Originality and attribution are important.
So base your listicles on your own opinions and insights.
And if you're using copyrighted material, cite your sources.
Respecting intellectual property is crucial. Now, with all these amazing content ideas, how do you stay organized?
That's where a content strategy comes in.
Right, the ebook talks about that.
Think of it as your roadmap to success.
Okay, so it's like a plan for your content.
You plan your content in advance, you're consistent with your posting schedule.
Consistency, that seems to be a recurring theme.
It's crucial.
Why is that?
Imagine your favorite TV show.
It airs at the same time each week.
That predictability keeps viewers engaged.
It builds anticipation.
Exactly.
So it's like setting an appointment with your audience.
They know when to expect your content.
And they can count on you to show up.
Exactly.
But how do you maintain that consistency when life gets in the way?
The ebook offers some practical tips.
I'm all ears.
Creating a content calendar can be helpful.
Content calendar, okay.
It's a visual roadmap for your content.
You map out your posting schedule, winks, even months in advance.
It helps you stay organized and consistent.
It's like having a giant whiteboard for your content ideas.
Exactly.
But what about those days when you're just not feeling creative?
That's where a backlog of content comes in.
A backlog, okay.
It's like having money in the bank.
A safety net for those days when you're not feeling inspired.
The ebook suggests aiming for at least a week's worth of content.
So even if you're having a bad week, you've got something ready to go.
You don't have to scramble at the last minute.
That's brilliant. But building a backlog takes time and effort.
Batching your content creation can help.
Batching? What's that?
Instead of creating something new every day, set aside dedicated time each week.
Okay, so maybe a few hours on Sunday to brainstorm ideas, write drafts, shoot videos.
Exactly.
It's like meal prepping for your content.
You get it all done in one go so you're not constantly scrambling.
That makes sense.
It's all about working smarter, not harder.
But even with the best planning, there will be days when those creative juices just aren't flowing.
Those creative slumps are inevitable.
What do you do when you hit that wall?
Step away from your work.
Seriously, just walk away.
Do something completely different.
Like what?
Go for a walk in nature, listen to music, read a book, spend time with loved ones.
Anything that helps you de-stress and clear your mind.
Exactly.
It's like hitting the reset button on your creativity.
When you come back to your work, you'll be amazed at the fresh ideas.
I love that. Sometimes the best way to get unstuck is to step away.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's get back to content strategy.
Yeah.
We've talked about consistency, batching, building a backlog. What else is important?
Understanding your audience is crucial.
Right. It's not just about creating content you like.
You need to create content your audience wants.
So who are they? What are they interested in?
What kind of content are they looking for?
It's like doing market research for your creative endeavors.
Exactly.
How can creators gather insights about their audience?
Ask them.
Just straight up ask.
Engage with your followers on social media, send out surveys, host Q&A sessions.
The more you interact with your audience, the better you'll understand them.
Exactly.
It's all about building those two-way conversations.
Creating a sense of community around your content.
But what about creators just starting out?
Research is key.
So, explore the online communities where your ideal audience hangs out.
See what they're talking about, what their pain points are.
It's like becoming a digital anthropologist.
Immerse yourself in their culture.
Once you understand your audience, how do you translate that into a content strategy?
Create content that resonates with their needs and interests.
So what problems are they facing? What questions do they have?
What kind of information or entertainment are they seeking?
It's like becoming a content concierge.
You curate a selection of content tailored to their specific tastes.
But creating great content is only half the battle.
You're right.
How do you make sure your content is actually seen?
Content promotion.
Right, the ebook talks about that.
It's not enough to just create great content. You need to get it in front of the right people.
Content promotion is like the marketing arm of your content creation operation.
Exactly.
So what are some effective ways to promote your content?
Social media is a powerful tool.
Right. Sharing snippets, behind the scenes peeks, teasers.
Pique their interest. Drive traffic to your main platform.
Social media is like the digital town square.
It's where people gather to connect, share, and discover.
But how do you stand out in all that noise?
Craft compelling visuals and captions.
Eye-catching graphics, short videos, engaging questions.
Exactly.
It's like creating a mini marketing campaign for each piece of content.
Right.
But social media isn't the only avenue, is it?
No, collaborating with other creators is a fantastic strategy.
Collaborations, those are powerful.
Think guest blogging, joint webinars, co-hosting a live stream.
It's like those power couples of the creator economy.
You amplify each other's reach, share your expertise with a wider audience.
And create something truly unique and engaging.
Exactly.
But content promotion isn't just about shouting from the rooftops.
It's also about listening and analyzing.
Right, refining your approach based on what's working.
The ebook talks about the importance of data.
Data. Yeah, it's everywhere these days.
It can provide invaluable insights
Into what's resonating with your audience, what platforms are most effective.
and how you can optimize your content strategy.
It's like having a dashboard for your content creation operation.
Exactly.
But with all this talk about analytics, it's easy to forget the human element.
You're right.
The ebook talks about finding your rhythm, setting boundaries.
That's crucial.
Why is that so important?
Creators are human beings too.
We need time to rest, recharge.
We need to nurture our creativity.
It's like the oxygen mask analogy.
You have to take care of yourself before you can help others.
If you're burnt out, your creativity suffers, and your audience will feel it.
Exactly.
So how do you set boundaries in this always connected world?
Establish clear work hours.
Okay, just like a traditional job.
Set aside specific times for content creation.
Yeah.
And stick to those boundaries.
It's like creating a mental fence around your work time.
You stay focused when you're working, and you disconnect when you're not.
But with all those notifications and emails, it's tough to resist checking in.
Turn off those notifications.
Seriously, just go dark.
It's one of the simplest yet most effective ways to reclaim your time and attention.
It's like creating a digital detox zone.
Exactly.
But what if you use your phone for both work and personal stuff?
Utilize different profiles or workspaces on your devices.
Oh, right. You can create separate spaces for work and personal.
It helps you compartmentalize and avoid distractions.
It's like having a virtual separation of church and state.
Exactly.
But even with boundaries, it's easy to get sucked back into work mode.
That's why it's important to remember your why.
Your why.
Why did you start creating in the first place?
What are you passionate about?
What do you want to share with the world?
It's like having a mission statement for your creative endeavors.
It helps you stay grounded in your purpose.
But the creator economy can be competitive.
It can.
How do you avoid getting caught up in the comparison game?
Remember that everyone's journey is unique.
Right. There's no one-size-fits-all path to success.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Focus on your own growth, celebrate your wins, and embrace your journey.
It's like comparing apples to oranges.
Each creator has their own strengths, style, and audience.
So don't get discouraged by what others are doing.
Focus on your own path.
Great advice. Now, building a successful presence in the creator economy takes work.
It does.
What advice does the ebook offer for those feeling overwhelmed or discouraged?
It reminds us that it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Oh, I like that.
There will be ups and downs, moments of triumph, and moments of doubt.
But the key is to keep showing up.
Keep creating, keep learning.
It's like training for a marathon.
You have to pace yourself, fuel your body and mind, and celebrate those small victories.
And even with the best training plan, you'll hit those walls.
You will.
Those moments when you want to give up.
Surround yourself with a supportive community.
Fellow creators, mentors, friends, family.
People who believe in your vision.
It's like having your own personal cheering squad.
Exactly. They can offer encouragement and guidance when you need it most.
But beyond external support, how do you cultivate that inner resilience?
Celebrate your wins, no matter how small.
It's like keeping a gratitude journal for your creative journey.
Acknowledge and appreciate those small victories.
It helps you build momentum and stay motivated.
Exactly.
Now, the creator economy is constantly changing.
It is.
New platforms emerge, algorithms shift, audience preferences evolve.
How do you stay ahead of the curve?
Right. How do you avoid feeling overwhelmed by all the changes?
Embrace a mindset of continuous learning.
So never stop learning, never stop growing.
Exactly. Stay curious, explore new trends, experiment with different approaches.
It's like being a lifelong student of the creator economy.
You adapt to change and thrive in it.
But with all this talk about strategy, data, optimization, it's easy to forget the heart of it all.
The human connection.
The shared passions, the power of storytelling.
Exactly.
What advice does the ebook have for creators who want to create meaningful and impactful content?
authenticity, and vulnerability.
Be yourself, share your story.
Don't be afraid to show your struggles and your triumphs.
It's like inviting your audience into your world.
Creating a sense of shared experience.
But being vulnerable can be scary.
It can.
What if you're hesitant to share your personal story?
Remember that vulnerability is a strength, not a weakness.
And by sharing your authentic self, you create space for others to do the same.
Exactly. It can create a powerful sense of connection and community.
But not everyone will resonate with your story.
That's true.
How do you handle criticism or negativity?
Don't take it personally.
Easier said than done.
Learn from constructive feedback and let go of the rest.
It's like developing a Teflon coating for your ego.
Exactly.
You can't please everyone.
You can't.
The most important thing is to stay true to yourself and your vision.
That's right.
But with so much content vying for attention, how do you break through the noise?
The ebook emphasizes the importance of storytelling.
Storytelling, yeah, that's powerful.
We're hardwired to connect with stories.
They engage our emotions, they stay with us.
Exactly. By weaving narratives into our content, we create something memorable.
It's like taking your content from 2D to 3D.
You immerse your audience in your world.
You engage their senses. You create a lasting impact.
Exactly.
And the best stories are often the ones that are personal and relatable.
Absolutely.
So don't be afraid to share your own experiences, your own insights.
Your unique perspective.
It's all about tapping into the power of your personal narrative.
And sharing it with the world.
But with so many storytelling techniques and platforms, where do you even begin?
Experiment and find what works best for you.
So there's no one-size-fits-all approach.
No, there isn't.
It's like being a mad scientist of content creation.
You mix and match techniques, experiment with platforms, and find your own unique formula.
But even the most seasoned creators sometimes feel
like there's so much to learn.
It can be overwhelming, right?
Especially if you're new to this whole world.
It's like you're suddenly thrown into this massive jungle gym
with a million different ways to climb.
How do you even find your footing? How do you avoid feeling lost? What are the essential skills? What mindset do you need to make it in this crazy world?
One of the most important skills is adaptability.
Adaptability?
Yeah, the creator economy is constantly changing.
Right? Oh, for sure. It's always evolving.
So you got to be comfortable with change and uncertainty.
Embrace the unknown.
Exactly. And have a mindset of lifelong learning.
Always be learning.
Always be seeking out new knowledge, new skills.
So it's not enough to just master what's hot today.
Right. You got to be ready for what's next.
Be open to the future.
Be like a digital chameleon.
Blending in, adapting.
Shifting with the landscape.
I love that analogy. So we're constantly evolving, but what about the fundamentals?
Ah, the fundamentals. Those are crucial.
What are some timeless principles that never go out of style?
Focus on quality over quantity.
Quality over quantity.
It's tempting to just churn out content, right?
Oh, yeah. The pressure to post constantly.
But remember, it's the quality that truly resonates.
Quality over quantity.
That's what keeps your audience coming back for more.
It's like crafting a fine wine.
Precisely. It takes time, care, attention to detail.
To create something truly exceptional.
Something you're proud of. Something that adds value.
But creating high-quality content takes time.
It does.
And it can be easy to get bogged down in the details.
How do you streamline your process?
Right. How do you find that rhythm, that flow?
It's all about finding your creative rhythm.
Your creative rhythm.
Understanding your own energy levels, your peak creative times.
When are you most productive?
But do those ideas flow effortlessly?
Create a schedule that supports your natural flow.
Like finding your sleep-wake cycle?
Working in harmony with your natural rhythms.
You're more productive, more energized that way?
Work smarter, not harder.
Exactly.
But not all creators are wired the same way.
That's true.
Some thrive on structure, others on spontaneity.
So how do you find what works best for you?
Yeah, how do you figure out your own creative process?
Experiment.
Experimentation, I love it.
Try different approaches, different tools, different environments.
See what sparks your creativity.
Find what helps you get into that flow state.
It's like finding your perfect cup of coffee.
You might have to try different beans, different roasts.
Different brewing methods.
Until you find that perfect cup.
That hits the spot.
That gets you going.
So we've talked about process, rhythm, but what about connection?
Ah, connection. That's the heart of it all.
The connection with your audience.
How do you go beyond just likes and follows?
Yeah, how do you build a real community?
Engagement.
Engagement. Okay.
Don't just broadcast your content. Invite your audience to participate.
So don't just talk at them.
Right. Have a conversation.
Respond to comments, ask questions.
Host live Q&A sessions, create polls.
Make them feel seen, heard, valued.
Exactly. It's like hosting a dinner party.
You wouldn't just shout instructions from the kitchen.
You'd invite everyone to the table.
To share their stories, to connect, to create a shared experience.
Exactly. Content creation isn't a one-way street.
It's about building relationships.
Creating a sense of shared purpose.
But there are so many ways to engage online.
It can be overwhelming, I know.
How do you focus your efforts? Where do you start?
Consistency.
Consistency, there it is again.
Just like with your content creation.
Gotta be consistent with your engagement.
Make it a habit to check in with your audience.
Respond to comments, participate in conversations.
It's like tending a garden.
You gotta water it regularly.
Nurture it to help it grow and flourish.
So it's not just about grand gestures.
Right.
It's about showing up consistently.
Showing your audience that you care, that you're listening.
That you value their presence.
Exactly. But how do you cut through the clutter?
There's so much noise online. How do you make your message stick?
Evoke emotion.
Emotion, okay.
Tap into those universal human experiences.
Joy, sadness, fear, anger, love.
Find ways to weave those emotions into your content.
It's like creating a soundtrack for your content.
A powerful melody that stays with you.
Content that evokes emotion leaves a lasting impression.
Exactly. It's not just about tugging at heartstrings.
It's about humor, inspiration, thought-provoking insights.
Absolutely. Humor is a powerful tool.
It connects people, breaks down barriers.
Makes your message memorable.
Don't be afraid to be funny.
Inject a little wit and playfulness.
It's like adding a sprinkle of spice.
Makes your content more engaging, more relatable.
But humor can be tricky.
It can.
Especially online.
There's so much negativity, so much division.
How do you use humor responsibly?
Punch up, not down.
Punch up, not down.
Use humor to challenge power structures, to point out absurdity.
To make people think.
But always with empathy and respect.
Humor can be a force for good.
Absolutely. But it has to be wielded responsibly.
So beyond humor, what are some other ways to infuse your content with emotion?
Storytelling.
Storytelling. It's the oldest form of communication.
And it's still one of the most powerful.
Stories transport us, make us feel empathy.
They inspire us to take action.
It's like creating a virtual reality experience.
You immerse your audience in another world.
Engage their senses, create a transformative experience.
Exactly. But how do you find your own storytelling style?
How do you make your stories stand out?
Authenticity.
Authenticity, that seems to be a theme today.
Share stories that are personal, relatable, true to your voice.
Don't try to be someone you're not.
Let your genuine self shine through.
Find your signature scent.
Something unique to you, something memorable.
But sharing personal stories can be scary.
It can.
Especially online.
What if people judge you?
What if you're not perfect?
Remember, you're not alone.
Everyone has a story to tell.
And by sharing your experiences, you can inspire others.
People who might be going through similar things.
It's like creating a virtual support group.
A space for sharing, for encouragement.
For finding strength in knowing you're not alone.
But beyond emotional connection, how do you drive action with storytelling?
Connect your stories to a clear call to action.
A call to action. Okay.
Yeah. What do you want your audience to do after they've heard your story?
So don't just leave them hanging.
Give them a clear path forward.
Empower them to take action, to make a difference.
To become part of your story.
Okay, so we've talked about storytelling, emotion, connection, but let's get practical.
Let's talk business.
How do you turn your passion into a sustainable income?
Treat your content creation like a business.
Like a real business.
Real business.
Okay, I'm listening.
Have a business plan, set financial goals, track your expenses.
Invest in your growth.
It's like building a house.
You need a strong foundation.
To support your creative vision.
But there are so many monetization strategies.
I know, it can be overwhelming.
How do you find the right path?
Find a monetization strategy that aligns with your values.
Your values, okay.
Your audience, your goals.
Like choosing the right ingredients for a recipe.
Exactly. Ingredients that complement each other, create a harmonious blend.
But it's easy to get bogged down in the business side of things.
It can be a lot to handle.
How do you keep that passion alive?
Schedule time for creative play and exploration.
Creative play.
Experiment with new ideas, new formats, new platforms.
Give yourself permission to be a kid again.
Exactly. Don't be afraid to get messy, to make mistakes.
To explore without any fear of failure.
It's how you reignite that spark of joy.
Keep your creative wellspring overflowing.
Exactly. But how do you create that space for play?
With all the demands of the digital world.
Boundaries.
Boundaries. Always boundaries.
Schedule time for play. Just like you schedule time for work.
Create a sacred space for creativity.
Where you can shut out the noise and immerse yourself in the joy of creation.
But how do you stand out from the crowd?
Define your unique value proposition.
My unique value proposition? What's that?
What makes you different? What unique skills or experiences do you bring?
It's like your elevator pitch for the creator economy.
Exactly. What sets you apart? What makes you memorable?
How do you get people to notice you?
Build a strong personal brand.
A personal brand.
Think of it as your reputation in the digital world.
Like a virtual identity.
Embodies your values, your personality, your style.
But building a personal brand takes time.
It does.
How do you cultivate that?
Define your brand values.
My brand values, okay.
What do you stand for? What are your core beliefs?
What do you want to be known for?
It's like a mission statement for your personal brand.
Guiding light, keeping you on track.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But values alone aren't enough.
What else do you need?
Personality.
Personality, yeah.
Show your unique personality. Don't be afraid to be yourself.
Inject humor. Share personal anecdotes.
Let your quirks and passions shine through.
Add a dash of spice to your brand.
Make it memorable. Make it relatable.
But how do you stay consistent?
Create a brand style guide.
A brand style guide, okay.
Outlines your visual identity, your tone of voice, your key messages.
Like a blueprint for your brand.
Ensures consistency across all channels.
So you're always putting your best foot forward.
Exactly. But even with a strong brand, how do you break through the noise?
Yeah, how do you get noticed?
Collaborate with other creators and brands.
Collaborations. We love collaboration.
Tap into new audiences. Expand your reach.
Create something fresh and engaging.
It's like a power couple.
Amplifying each other's voices.
Supporting each other's growth.
But how do you find the right collaborators?
Find those who share your values.
Your values? Okay.
Your target audience. Your creative vision.
Guy finding your tribe.
Exactly. Like-minded creators amplifying each other's impact.
So collaborations are key, but what else can you do to expand your reach?
Content promotion.
Content promotion, we talked about that earlier.
Don't just create great content, promote it.
Get it out there!
Across different channels and platforms.
It's like the marketing arm of your content creation operation.
Exactly.
But there are so many promotional strategies.
I know, it can be a lot.
How do you know what works?
Experiment. Try different approaches. Track your results.
See what's working, what's not.
Refine your strategy based on the data.
Be a content scientist.
Exactly. Constantly testing and iterating.
Finding the perfect formula.
For you, for your brand.
But with all this talk about promotion and metrics, it's easy to lose sight of the bigger picture.
What do you mean?
The importance of integrity, authenticity, passion.
Ah, yes, those are crucial.
How do you stay true to yourself in the pursuit of success?
Define your own definition of success.
My own definition of success.
What does success look like to you?
It's not always about the numbers.
Exactly. It's about your values, your goals, your sense of fulfillment.
Creating your own roadmap?
A journey guided by your own internal compass.
But it's easy to get swept up in the external pressures.
The need for validation.
The constant comparison.
It's a trap. Don't fall into it.
How do you stay grounded?
Check in with yourself regularly.
Have a heart-to-heart with your inner creator.
Ask yourself, why am I doing this?
What brings me joy? What impact do I want to make?
Those are the questions that matter.
Stay connected to your core values, your motivations.
That's how you navigate this world with integrity and purpose.
But the creator economy can be tough.
You can be challenging, unpredictable.
How do you build resilience?
Build a strong support system.
Fellow creators, mentors, friends, family.
People who believe in you.
Your personal cheering squad.
Exactly. They can offer support when you need it most.
But beyond external support, how do you cultivate inner strength?
Celebrate your wins.
Celebrate your wins no matter how small.
Acknowledge your accomplishments. Appreciate the journey.
Keep a gratitude journal for your creative journey.
It helps you build momentum. Boost your confidence.
But there will be times when the wins feel far away.
When the challenges feel overwhelming.
When you question whether it's all worth it.
Those are the times that test your resilience.
How do you push through those moments of self-doubt?
Remember that every creator faces challenges.
It's part of the journey.
It's like running a marathon.
There will be hills to climb, moments of exhaustion.
Times when you want to give up.
But it's those moments of perseverance that make it all worth it.
Exactly. The feeling of crossing the finish line.
Knowing you push through the pain.
And remember, you're not alone.
There's a whole community of creators out there.
Going through the same things, supporting each other,
Like a virtual running club,
cheering each other on.
celebrating each other's successes.
So how do you stay motivated? How do you keep that momentum going?
Yeah, how do you avoid getting bogged down?
Break down your goals into smaller steps.
Smaller steps, okay.
Mini goals that lead to your ultimate destination.
It's less overwhelming that way.
Exactly. You create a sense of progress
Celebrate those small victories.
and avoid feeling overwhelmed.
But there are so many distractions.
Shiny objects, fleeting trends,
How do you stay focused on your goals?
boundaries.
Boundaries, always boundaries.
Protect your time, your energy,
Create a sacred space for your work.
where you can shut out the noise and focus on what matters.
But boundaries can feel rigid, restrictive.
They can, but they don't have to be.
How do you find that balance between structure and flexibility?
Find a schedule that works for you.
A schedule that fits your work style, your personality, like
Finding the perfect pair of shoes.
comfortable, supportive, stylish.
Exactly. But life happens, right?
Oh, for sure. Unexpected challenges pop up.
How do you stay flexible?
How do you adapt without getting derailed?
Embrace a mindset of adaptability and resilience.
Be a digital ninja?
Navigate those obstacles with grace and agility.
But how do you build resilience?
Practice self-compassion.
Self-compassion, okay.
Be your own best friend.
Treat yourself with kindness, understanding, support.
Build a foundation of inner strength.
That can weather any storm.
Exactly. Because remember, you're not a machine.
We're human beings. We have emotions.
You're vulnerable.
We need connection.
So how do you take care of yourself in this demanding digital world?
Yeah, how do you avoid burnout?
Prioritize self-care.
Self-care, another important theme.
Take care of your physical, mental, and emotional health.
Put on your own oxygen mask first.
Exactly. But how do you make time for self-care?
Schedule it.
Schedule self-care.
Just like you schedule appointments and meetings.
Make a date with yourself.
A time to reconnect, recharge, nurture your creativity.
But there are so many self-care practices.
I know, it can be overwhelming.
How do you find what works best for you?
Experiment.
Experimentation. Always experimenting.
Find what brings you joy, peace, a sense of renewal.
Create a personalized self-care menu.
Nourish your mind, body, and soul.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
From the nitty-gritty of content creation to the importance of self-care and community.
But there's one more thing I want to talk about.
Okay, impact.
Impact, yeah, that's important.
How can creators use their platforms to make a difference?
To inspire change, to leave a legacy.
Think about your purpose, your values.
What do you care about?
What change do you want to see in the world?
It's like finding your North Star.
Aligning your content with your values and your purpose?
Creating work that's meaningful and impactful.
But how do you find your niche in the world of social impact?
There are so many worthy causes, so many issues.
Choose a cause you're passionate about,
Something that speaks to your heart.
that aligns with your talents and your brand.
Find that sweet spot where your passions intersect with the needs of the world.
Exactly. That's where you'll make the greatest difference.
But making a real-world impact takes more than just passion.
You need a plan.
How do you translate that passion into action?
Use your platform to raise awareness.
Okay, so educate your audience.
Connect them with resources and organizations making a difference.
Be a megaphone for your cause.
Exactly. Amplify the voices of those working on the ground.
Share information, resources, inspire your audience to take action.
But how do you build a community around your cause?
Yeah, how do you create a movement
Create a space where people feel safe to share their stories?
where they can ask questions, connect with each other?
Like a virtual campfire.
A warm and welcoming space for gathering and sharing.
But how do you keep it positive and productive?
With all the negativity online,
Set clear community guidelines.
moderate conversations.
Make sure everyone feels respected and valued.
Like setting house rules for your online community.
Everyone knows what's expected.
A safe space for everyone.
But beyond fostering connection, how do you leverage your community for impact?
Yeah, how do you turn those connections into action?
Empower your community to take action.
Give them the tools, the resources, the inspiration.
Create a team of superheroes.
Working together to make a difference.
But with so many worthy causes, how do you focus your efforts?
Right, how do you avoid spreading yourself too thin?
Choose a cause that aligns with your values and your brand.
Find your superpower in the world of social impact.
Exactly. Focus your energy, your enthusiasm, your authenticity.
But creating lasting change is a long game.
It is.
How do you make your efforts sustainable?
Collaborate.
Collaborate. There's that word again.
Partner with other creators, organizations, individuals.
Create a network of change makers.
Amplify your impact. Leverage each other's strengths.
But it's easy to get caught up in the big picture.
The grand vision.
What about the small, everyday actions?
Those are important too.
What can we do on a daily basis to make a difference?
Amplify the voices of those who are marginalized.
Those who are often unheard.
Use your platform to share their stories, highlight their work,
Advocate for their needs.
create a ripple effect of empathy and understanding.
But beyond amplifying voices, how else can we promote positive change?
Educate your audience.
Educate.
Share information, debunk myths, provide resources,
Empower your audience to make informed decisions.
become agents of change.
But there's so much misinformation out there.
I know, it's a real problem.
How do you make sure your content is accurate and reliable?
Fact check your information, cite your sources,
Be a responsible journalist.
build trust and credibility.
So educate your audience, but how do you inspire them to take action?
Lead by example.
Be a role model for positive change.
Share your own journey, your commitment to your values.
Invite your audience to join you.
Create a ripple effect of inspiration and action.
But the world can feel overwhelming sometimes.
It can.
So many challenges, so many obstacles.
How do you stay hopeful?
How do you keep believing that you can make a difference?
Remember that even small actions can have a big impact.
The butterfly effect.
A small change can create a ripple effect.
So don't underestimate your power.
Your actions, your words, your creativity can make a difference.
But how do you protect your own energy?
Self-care.
Self-care. It always comes back to self-care.
Find ways to recharge, renew your energy.
Fill your own cup before you can pour into others.
Exactly. Take care of yourself so you can continue to make a positive impact.
So we've talked about purpose, impact, change, but what about the joy of creating?
Ah, yes, that's essential.
How do you stay connected to that playful, childlike wonder?
Remember why you started creating in the first place.
Reconnect with your inner child.
That part of you that creates for the pure joy of it.
Without expectations, without judgment.
Exactly.
But how do you create space for that in the digital world?
Schedule time for creative play.
Schedule time for play.
Just like you schedule time for work or self-care.
Give yourself permission to be a kid again.
Experiment, explore, create without pressure.
Reignite that spark of joy.
Exactly. Keep that creative wellspring overflowing.
Now, I'm curious about the future of the creator economy.
Ah, the future. Always exciting.
What trends are you seeing? What predictions are you making?
One exciting trend is the rise of immersive technologies.
Immersive technologies like what?
Virtual reality, augmented reality.
VR and AR, that's the future of storytelling.
They blur the lines between the digital and the physical.
Bring your audience into your world.
Let them experience it firsthand.
But these technologies are still new.
They are.
How do creators start experimenting with them?
Start small, experiment with different approaches.
Be a pioneer, a trailblazer.
Explore new ways to connect, to tell stories, to create unforgettable experiences.
But it's hard to keep up with all the new technologies.
It is.
How do you avoid feeling overwhelmed?
Continuous learning.
There it is again. Always be learning.
Stay curious, embrace new technologies.
Be a lifelong student of the creator economy.
Adapt to change and thrive.
But with all this talk about the future, it's important to remember the heart of it all.
With that,
Human connection, creativity, storytelling.
those are the foundations.
So as the landscape evolves, what advice do you have for creators?
Stay true to yourself.
Stay true to yourself.
Your values, your creative vision.
Find your North Star.
Create content that resonates, that makes a difference.
But it's easy to get lost in the noise.
The pressure to constantly create. The pursuit of metrics.
How do you stay grounded?
Check in with yourself regularly.
Ask yourself, why am I doing this?
What brings me joy? What impact do I want to make?
Reconnect with your why.
Stay connected to your purpose.
Navigate the ups and downs with integrity and fulfillment.
Exactly.
Wow, we've covered so much ground today.
It's been quite a journey.
From finding your niche to building a business to creating impactful content.
A lot to unpack.
But before we wrap up, there's something I've been thinking about.
What's that?
We talk about the creator economy as this new frontier,
A digital gold rush.
where anyone can strike it rich.
The possibilities are exciting.
But I also sense a deeper shift happening.
Oh, I agree.
A shift in how we view work, creativity.
Our own potential.
What are your thoughts on that?
I think the creator economy is about more than just making money online.
It's about something bigger.
It's about redefining what it means to work, to create, to contribute to the world.
Empowering individual.
Exactly. Giving them the tools to take ownership of their talents, their passions.
It's like we're moving away from that traditional career ladder.
Climbing the corporate ranks, working your way up to the corner office.
That old model is fading away.
It's becoming more fluid, more dynamic.
The career ladder has transformed into a jungle gym.
I love that analogy.
With multiple paths, possibilities.
Opportunities for exploration and growth.
So the creator economy allows us to create our own paths.
Exactly. Define our own success.
Build careers that align with our values, our passions. It's about breaking free from those traditional constraints.
Embracing a more entrepreneurial, purpose-driven approach to life.
We're all becoming mini CEOs of our own personal brands.
In a way, yes.
Responsible for our own marketing, product development.
It's a lot to handle, but it's also incredibly empowering.
It requires a shift in mindset.
But it's a liberating shift.
We're tapping into our creativity, our resourcefulness,
Our resilience.
qualities that traditional work structures often stifle.
That's right.
It's like we're all becoming modern-day Renaissance folks.
Multifaceted, multi-talented.
Constantly learning, growing, creating.
Exactly.
But with all this talk about entrepreneurship, personal branding,
It's easy to get lost in the hustle.
forget the joy of creating for the love of it.
That's so important to remember.
How do you maintain that playfulness?
That childlike wonder that sparked those initial creative impulses.
It's easy to get caught up in the numbers, the algorithms.
The pressure to constantly produce.
We have to remember why we started creating in the first place.
The pure joy of bringing something new into the world.
The satisfaction of expressing ourselves, connecting with others through our work.
Yes.
It's like reconnecting with that inner child.
The one who loved to build Lego castles, draw fantastical creatures.
Who wrote silly stories just for the fun of it.
Exactly. Creating without any expectations, without judgment.
So how do we cultivate that sense of playfulness?
We create space for it.
Make time for it.
Absolutely. Schedule time for creative exploration, for experimentation.
Just play with ideas, no pressure to produce a finished product. Give yourself permission to be a kid again.
Get messy, make mistakes.
Explore without fear of failure.
That's where the magic happens.
But how do we create that space amidst the demands of our adult lives?
It takes intentionality.
Commitment.
Block off time in your calendar. Turn off those notifications.
Create a space where you can fully immerse yourself in the joy of creation. No distractions.
Exactly. It's like creating a sacred space for your creativity.
A time and place to let go of all the shoulds and musts.
Simply be present with the creative process.
Follow your curiosity. See where it leads.
The more we cultivate that playfulness, the more we tap into our creativity.
Our intuition, our unique voices.
We give ourselves permission to be our most authentic selves.
To let go of the need to be perfect.
To create from a place of joy, passion, purpose.
That's the beauty of the creator economy.
It's about empowering individuals to share their gifts with the world.
Their stories, their unique perspectives.
Creating a more vibrant, diverse, connected world.
Through the power of human creativity.
Exactly.
This deep dive has been incredible.
It has.
I'm so inspired by the possibilities that lie ahead.
For creators, for entrepreneurs.
For anyone who wants to make a difference.
It's been a pleasure exploring these ideas with you.
Likewise. And to our listeners, we hope this deep dive has sparked your own creative fire.
We hope it's given you the tools and inspiration to embark on your own creative adventures.
Remember, the world needs your unique voice.
Your stories, your creativity.
Go out there and create something amazing.
And don't forget to share it with us.
We'd love to see what you come up with.
Until next time.
Keep learning, keep creating,
and keep those intellectual fires burning.
See you next time.